Before the 19th century, there was always this undying debate. It was a debate on whether psychology was a science or was it an art. It was only in the 19th century wherein they finally acknowledged psychology as an art. So, greetings. I am Dominic Woodard, a BS psychology student of the Arizona University, and I am here in front of you to answer the question: is psychology really a science? Is psychology a science? Well, I say yes. Yes, psychology is a science. Well, this is based on the articles that I've read over the past few days. One of the articles I read, it says that psychology is a science because it follows the empirical method. When we say empirical method, this includes objectives and quantitative questionings which relies on a controlled situation. It is a systematic process which is done step by step. So it is carefully done step by step. This is in order to test or refine a theory. One of the other reasons why I believe that psychology is a science, first of all, psychology aims to demolish biases. We mean biases, it means pre-existing ideas. When conducting a experiment, a survey, and in psychology we do not mind the knowledge that we have, but we think of the knowledge that we were about to gain in the experiment. We cancel out all our thoughts and ideas about our main subject and objectives, and expect and rely on what answers, what conclusions are we going to get as we conduct the experiment. Second reason why I believe that psychology is a science, it is because it is replicable. By replicable, I mean like in future studies, the future researchers may be able to do the same process, to undergo the same process, and may possibly get the same answer for fair and equal comparison of conclusions. And just like other scientific experiments, some undergo through the same process. Some get the same answer, some doesn't. Well, that's what makes it a science. It helps us compare this experiment to this experiment. It pushes the researcher to bring out the final answer, to fight against what recent study the researchers are trying to excel above it. Third reason why I believe that psychology is a science, because psychology tests theories. By theories we mean thoughts. It is non-factual. It is during the study it is unreal, and it is only expectation. Just like other sciences, they create theories. The Big Bang Theory, the theory of how the Earth revolves around the sun, or how life works, how the Earth works, how chemicals to one another work. So as to psychology, they test out theories. They test whether they come out with the same conclusion as to what they made in their theory. And that is science. It is to test out samples, whether what their idea or what they have assumed, what their assumption was, is true. Fourth reason why I believe that psychology is a science, because psychology tests hypothesis. Some might get confused which is which is what is a theory, what is a hypothesis. Well, as I explained earlier, a theory is somehow longer than a hypothesis. It is their prediction, their expectation on how things are going to end up. Well, same as the hypothesis, but the only difference is the hypothesis is shorter. It's usually composed of a sentence or two. It explains how possibly the experiment is going to end up. And just like all other sciences, they create hypotheses, they create predictions. Is that an enough reason why psychology should be called a science? The last reason why I strongly agree that psychology is a science, because psychology is a scientific study of the mind. It undergoes various trials and errors to get out the final conclusion, and such as other experiments and such as in other branches of science. It qualifies to be a science because it is a collection of various studies which talk about human behavior, how the mind works, and not just that, and that's not only applicable to human but also to animals. Animal psychology exists. It's a scientific study of how the mind of animals work, why they do what they do, and that is same to humans. It is a collection of studies. That itself could make it qualify to be a science. So that was all. Those were all my ideas based on what I've studied and based on what I've agreed on, what I said and what I said. It was all relied on studies and how I agree to them. So again, this is Dominic Woodard, a student of the Sarasota University. Thank you.